There are some interesting buildings in the world. Some very big, some very small, some very tall, some not very tall, and some are just plain ugly. Or so you've been told. I've collected a list of some of the most underrated buildings on Earth. Starting off with none other than the so-called Hotel of Doom, Rogyong Hotel in Pyongyang, North Korea. First off, this hotel is massive. It's 1,080 feet or 330 meters tall. And just take a look at it compared to the Shard, the tallest building in the UK. Now I know what you're thinking, the hotel wasn't even completed. And yes, you're right, but just as a structure, this building is so beautiful. The top looks like some kind of spaceship. It really is a shame that this building had to be built in North Korea. Imagine what it could have been if it was completed. This next building is widely regarded as one of the ugliest buildings on the planet, the Boston City Hall. This building has been called an atrocious waste of space. But come on, this 1968 concrete monstrosity is so unfairly hated on. The concrete bricks join together in such a beautiful way to create a building with a sense of importance and power. When you look at 1960s brutalist architecture, you can't help but feel that whatever is happening in that building is important. And Boston City Hall is probably the best example of this in the world. The next underrated building is actually one of the tallest buildings on Earth. This is the mammoth Mecca Royal Clock Tower. I don't think anyone understands how big this building truly is. This is it standing next to the House of Parliament in London. Yes, this is to scale. And this is the clock face compared to other famous clock towers. Again, to scale. The building was completed in 2011, and it's the fourth tallest building in the world. It doesn't even look anything like the other tallest buildings. Probably the coolest part of the building though, there's a prayer room located in the Golden Crescent at the top. That's very cool. More people need to admire this building. Another building that's taller than people normally give it credit for is Central Park Tower on Billionaires Row, New York City. Central Park Tower is the tallest building in the United States, and I don't even want to hear anyone say, but isn't it One World Trade Center? Wrong. No. This building is taller. Just take a look at them side by side. I know. The stick on the One World Trade Center is slightly higher than the top of Central Park Tower, but come on. Are we really gonna judge a building's height by a stick? Yes, unfortunately we are. But you still gotta admit, this building is so slender and beautiful. And if you ask me what is the tallest building in the United States, you already know I'm gonna say Central Park Tower. Now let's move away from skyscrapers for a second to talk about the Capitol building of Bangladesh, or officially,
Jatiyo Sangsad Bhavan.
Yeah, I can't say that. This building is an art piece. It doesn't even look like it belongs on Earth. Sharp edges, abstract shapes. This is truly an example of brutalism at its finest. As of scripting, this building was opened 42 years ago and still doesn't get the recognition it deserves. The truth is, Bangladesh is a poor country, especially when this building was built. So they didn't have a ton of money to play around with. The building only cost $100 million, which I know sounds like a lot, but it's actually a lot less than other world capitol buildings. For example, the $3 billion it cost to build the US Capitol building, the $692 million for the Australian Capitol, or even the $4 billion it cost to build the Palace of Parliament in Romania. Even with the smaller budget, this building is so beautiful. Now I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this last one, but hear me out. The Tour Montparnasse. I know. It's ugly, but I put it on this list because it does have one quality that people don't talk about that often. The Tour Montparnasse is the best place to view Paris. You get a view of the Eiffel Tower, Triumphal Arch, Louvre Museum, everything. And the best part is, you don't have to see the Tour Montparnasse. If you ever wind up in Paris, this is the best observation deck. Anyway, those were just some buildings that get too much hate or not enough recognition. I'll see you in the next one.